Hi, everybody. Welcome to today's episode of Shape Unplugged. I'm your host, Stephanie Morris, CEO of Shape America. And today I have two amazing guests joining me to talk a little bit about one of our program councils at Shape America. So a strong, warm welcome to Erin Centelo, Associate Professor of Kinesiology and Rehabilitation Science at the University of Hawaii at Manoa. She also happens to be the current chair of our Professional Prep Council, and Elizabeth Sharp, Associate Professor of Kinesiology at Colorado Mesa University, and Elizabeth is the chair-elect of our Professional Preparation Council at Shape America. So Elizabeth and Erin, thank you both so much for being guests on today's show. Please share with us a little bit about how are you? How is your back to school season going?
Thanks so much, Stephanie. We really appreciate the opportunity to come and talk with you and everybody about the Professional Preparation Council. School's going good. We're in full steam ahead in higher education. I think we're on like week 6 or 7 of the semester already. So we're coming up on midterms already, which is hard to believe that we are already that far into the semester, but going well.
Yeah, it's a fast and busy semester for sure, but really exciting having somewhat of a normal semester with the students, and they're very excited to be getting all the school opportunities and being back with the kids.
That's amazing. Midterms. Wow, time really is flying, but I'm so glad that it's been good for both of you so far, especially as I know so many things in our country and our world are still so challenging. So that's wonderful. And thank you both again for your time and willingness to be our guests today. So to dive right in, I know that many listening are probably a little bit curious about Shape America's program councils. And for those who don't know, we maintain 5 official program councils. They are centered around different subjects, such as health education, our research council, our physical activity council, our physical education council, and of course, our professional preparation council. So can each of you please share a little bit with our listeners right now about the Professional Preparation Council? What are your major priorities or activities right now, and how are you serving the SHAPE and HPE community?
Yeah, thanks for that question. So the Professional Prep Council works mainly with people in higher education with those different programs that are certifying physical education teachers, health teachers, and working with them to set those standards and such. And so we have some major initiatives that we're working on right now. The first one is getting ready for our national conference in New Orleans. We're putting together the HEPS conference, the Higher Education Professional Preparation Summit. It'll be on the Tuesday before. So this replaces our old Pete Heat conference that we had every 3 years, and we're now merging it with the national conference so that we get to do it every year, but on a day before. So we've been working on that and putting together the program. We've also been working on some white papers, which just give guidance to the different programs. Some of those white papers have to do with quality. How do you combine health programs and physical education programs, but in your limitation of credit hours? So some guidelines on that, how to incorporate some of those subdisciplinary areas like motor development and exercise physiology. What does that look like within our HEAT and PEAT programs? And a big topic that we have nothing out there on is how to integrate social justice into our teacher education programs. And so the other 2 papers are a little bit older that we're revising, but that social justice one is new, and a lot of people are very excited to see that one. And yeah, we try to just put together resources for everyone. And then one of the things that we've started recently, which is a lot of fun, is we kind of have a national PE club going. We call it the National Student Leadership Network. It's really fun. We're having undergrads come from all over the country, from all of the different time zones, get together, listen to different speakers, teachers of the year, talk about topics that they want to. And it's just a lot of fun to get to engage with our future PE and health teachers from all across the country. So those are some of our big things that we've been working on.
I love it. I am especially excited for the paper on social justice and how it can be infused more into our PEAT and HEAT programs. That is definitely a subject that comes up repeatedly in the community as being important. And so I'm really excited and grateful for the council's efforts along those lines. And yes, the HEPS conference. I could not be more excited, first of all, to be in person together again.
Yes.
But the opportunity, right? The opportunity to bring together our higher education community and hear from some amazing panelists and speakers and just meet and network and talk about the pressing issues right now that we're facing and to think about solutions together. So very excited about all of that. Thank you for sharing. So as you look ahead to this next year, and of course, Shape NOLA and so many of the things ahead, I know we talked about HEPS and some of those things, but can you speak a little bit to the impact that you are hopeful to make within the health and physical education community?
Yeah, absolutely, Stephanie. So we're hoping that the Professional Preparation Council, along with other councils from Shape America, are really going to have a good presence with higher education at Shape NOLA. Obviously, HEPS is hopefully going to help with that and spreading the news around the Higher Education Professional Preparation Summit and getting people there, I think, is really important. And so one of our goals is to really try to make that pre-conference as diverse as possible, getting speakers in there that are going to be able to speak to all different levels of colleges and universities from a professional preparation standpoint, right? And maybe tying that in with research, but really trying to engage all higher ed community, making sure that we have a diverse representation of speakers and a diverse representation of people attending. So whether you're at a small college and university or you're at a research one, that hopefully there's going to be something for everybody. And then just providing space for people to talk and communicate with each other, give ideas. I think the Professional Preparation Council is really driven by ideas that come from the field. And, you know, we don't have kind of a set agenda every year. It's really about like the feedback that we get from the community. And so just building that community in a robust way is kind of our main mission for Shape NOLA, and hopefully getting more people involved so that we can move forward and just keep getting better and better each year.
I have so much appreciation for all of that. And that is just all so great to hear. And I have a special appreciation for the mindfulness and the intentionality of the diversity that you are looking to achieve in the development of the program for the conference. And really, I know that you do that in everything you do on the council. And I think that is so great because, yeah, to your point, there are Pete and Heat programs and research happening within our field at all sorts of different universities and colleges in different settings. And so to really be mindful of how we are supporting and engaging any professional in the higher education community within HPE and kinesiology and all the related fields, I think is amazing. So thank you. Many are probably listening and wondering to themselves how they might become involved and serve on one of our program councils. It is an incredibly prestigious opportunity. It's often a little bit competitive, which is really exciting and wonderful for our field. I'm here to share that, in fact, right now is the perfect time to be thinking about that because our call for applications to serve on the councils is open. And in fact, for that matter, it's one application to serve in many of our different groups. So the Equity, Diversity, and Inclusion Committee and the Emerging Leader Innovation Team are also part of that common application process. You can find out more on our website under Get Involved. Applications are due October 15th. But to bring it back home to this specific conversation around serving on the councils and on the Professional Preparation Council, can you share with us a little bit about what you are most looking for in a council member and what potential applicants should know about serving on your respective council?
Yeah, absolutely, Stephanie. So I think from the Professional Preparation Council standpoint, every year we want to make sure that we have a well-rounded council. And so we look for specific needs within the council depending on the year. So I think that that's important to think about, right? So we have physical education, teacher preparation people on there. We have health education, teacher preparation, adapted physical education. We currently have a K-12 educator. We have a student representative, a grad student representative. And so for us, because preparation is kind of a blanket, it's important to have that representation. So just because you might represent one area, we would encourage you to apply. And if you don't get it, don't be discouraged and continue to apply, because maybe we weren't looking for the physical education teacher preparation person that year, right? Person might be rotating on the following year. So don't get discouraged, I would say, if you don't get it. The second thing I would suggest is, so the application process is through like the bigger Shape America volunteer, application. And within that application, they ask you questions. And we really go off of those questions to kind of think about how you're going to fit into the council. So take time on that application. I mean, you don't need to take, days and days and days, but give us information about yourself so that we know what your experiences are and how you might be able to contribute to the council. I think that those are like really important things. So don't get discouraged, but put in your application, but also be thoughtful about kind of what you're sharing and the experiences that you have so that we can make a good decision. Because as all of the applications come in, as you said, sometimes there's a lot of applications, right? And so we're looking for people that are willing to put in the work. We definitely want someone that is going to be engaged, be able to come to meetings. Elizabeth and I were joking around at the beginning of this, it's not, we don't just have meetings. Like the Professional Preparation Council is pretty active. And so like there is expectations kind of out of those meetings, and that's not to deter somebody, but at the same time, like we want you to be engaged in those things. So those are a couple of things. Elizabeth, do you have anything else to add?
Just to build off of the don't be encouraged, I applied for 3 years and didn't get chosen for a council, but serving is such an important part. And I've always wanted to give back. And it was the 3rd time that I applied that I got chosen to be on the Professional Prep Council. And it's just been amazing. And so, yeah, don't get discouraged. There is a spot for you. But like Erin said, some years we need people from different areas. And so maybe that just wasn't the year. So if you didn't get chosen last year, please apply again. But it's just so fun to engage with other professionals from across the country and to have a little bit of to have a little bit of say in some of these guidances and some of these projects. It's just very rewarding to get to be a part of these things.
I think that those are such wise words of advice. And so thank you both so much for sharing that and for the encouragement of anybody listening right now to really think about this opportunity as one that they might explore. Thank you both. Thank you so much again for being guests on today's Shape Unplugged. I can't tell you how much I appreciate your time, your service, and most especially your leadership of this important council in Shape America's community. Any last words for our listeners today?
Just thanks for all you do for health and PE. We appreciate all that you do and your dedication to kids.
And hopefully we'll see you at the conference in New Orleans live all together. So excited.
Oh, I love that closeout. Absolutely. Yes. Here's to hoping that we are all together and able to spend time together and collaborate and network together in person. All right. Thank you both again so very much. Thank you to everybody who tuned in today. I hope that you enjoyed this episode of Shape Unplugged, and I hope you keep listening. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.